The power of 90s hero. Here is Ollie and Penny Ford from Snap. Feel the vibe. And here we go. This interview is in English.
So, folks, we are back on Monday in the really evening in Germany, and I have the honor to have here one of my 90s heroes. Here's Penny Ford from Snap. Hello, how you doing?
Hi, everybody. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, but the weather is not so good. But you here is really sunshine in my place, so thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm basically relaxed because yesterday was the American football here in Frankfurt,
Yeah, yeah.
and I went to my girlfriend's restaurant and I turned up a bit. So I was in bed late today.
Yeah. I love your glasses, by the way. Looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah, looks good, really. Um, Before we talk about Snap and all the thing, was this for you ever sure that I became a female singer in the world, or have you maybe another job that you would do, or was for you ever sure? I want to singer.
No, it's funny you should ask. I was just talking about that the other day with some people. But, I've always said that if this music thing had not worked out, I would be a forensic psychotherapist.
Oh wow, that's incredible! What a different, what a different, wow,
Yeah,
incredible, wow.
I kind of do it, in dealing with people, dealing with audiences anyway, you have to sort of find out what makes a person tick in
Hmm.
order to be effective sometimes. So
Hmm.
sometimes I do it with entire audiences, you just kind of feel the energy of where they want to go and you do that. But in order to understand that, you have to kind of get in their heads and see
Wow.
what's going on up there.
Wow, it's incredible. Really, it's
Mhm.
incredible. Wow, forensic. Wow, that is really different from your music career. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hobby of mine. It's like everything happens as it should. So, it's a good thing. Probably most of the time I spend analyzing myself, actually.
Yeah. How you came to Snap? How all this started? What you know? Please tell me. That's so interesting.
um, well, I mean, basically, I was working with Shaka Khan, and we sort of decided to make a move to London for a bit.
Hmm.
And while we were there, someone who turned out to be Michael Moonsing and Luca Ancelotti asked her if she wanted to be a part of a project. And, basically she wasn't into, the genre. I think she didn't know where she would fit in the genre, but it seemed like a rap project and she definitely wasn't interested in that.
Hmm.
But I guess I kind of needed the money at the time, so I went and did
Oh,
it,
okay.
and it became Snap.
Wow. Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing. Wow, what a story about it. And
yeah,
your first song you recorded was my understanding, We Got the Power. I've Got the Power. That was the first Snap song, really.
yeah. That was the first release, and I don't remember. It may have been the first. Yeah, I think it was the first song that I sang on there, and then we did, "Oops Up" and "Mary Had a Little Boy," all within sort of like a 3-day span.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I came in and I just kind of sang the first thing off the top of my head. I wasn't even, because none of us, I don't think any of us had an idea how big this project would become. And for me, it was just another session. I kind of did that, to earn money back in those days. I did studio sessions. I sang back up for Shaka. I filled in for lead singers when they left the group for solo deals. I'd done, worked every aspect of it. So I was kind of ready for everything. But I wasn't ready for this because I was really like totally joking around almost, it's
I
so weird.
understand. Yeah.
Mhm.
This become this little project became a massive all over the world. I mean, that is really so. The Snap thing goes really big in the world. And
Yeah.
I read it that you removed the first record from I've Got the Power because it was familiar to another song, and you made a re-release from the song, right?
No,
No. Okay.
no, re-release of the Power.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that maybe what you're talking about is that Chill Rob G had
Yeah.
done a version
Yeah.
of
That was
it.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
basically what happened with that is he didn't want to release it. He didn't want to release his version with the Snap producers. He wanted to release it on this small independent label in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that Snap signed with BMG, which in turn kind of smashed this smaller label.
Oh.
For
Wow.
lack of a better word.
When you joined this whole thing, have you ever imagined that became so big
No,
as today? No.
not in a million years. In fact, I did not understand the music. Um, I was like Shaka. I was heavy into jazz. I didn't listen to any kind of electronic anything. In fact, musicians like us were kind of pissed off that all these people were coming with all this electronics and stuff.
Mm.
I have friends who are prolific musicians who still will not, will not mess with that at all. And I didn't understand it, either, but I was brought up in church, and
Mm.
the way we do our church is when, someone starts playing, you better start singing something. So
Wow.
it was like that.
Yeah, that's an wow, incredible. When you produced Rhythm as a Dancer, how you remember from the record? Is there any memories that you have from the when you record the song Rhythm as a Dancer?
Yeah, actually, I was not singing with the group, but I was writing for the group. It's a long story, but when I left Snap, I ended up signing with Columbia,
Mm-hmm.
and BMG and Sony had not connected at that time, so I could no longer, I had a solo contract, sing for Snap, but I had a publishing deal that was a BMG company, so I could
Oh,
write for Snap. And I I found Thea Austin. Was she was a journalist, and she was interviewing me, much like you're doing right now.
yeah.
And at the end of it, she asked me to listen to a song she had. I liked that song, and I wanted it for my album. So I brought her to. It was totally just kind of a magical thing. I mean, I brought her over to Germany, like
Wow.
2 days after that, and we were all, in writing, and I was kind of feeding her um, vocals and things like that. It was a group project, but Snap took on many different instances, but there have always only been 4 members of Snap, and that is myself and Turbo B and Michael Munsing and Luca Ancelotti. That is
Yeah.
Snap.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's right. But
Everyone else was a feature.
yeah. But Fia, I love her voice. Fia,
Mhm.
she sing really good. She has a
Yeah,
really
she's brilliant.
and pure and crystal clear. That's for me. So I'm really
Mhm.
thankful to hear the voice from her. And
Yeah,
yes,
it was an incredible gift to her.
yeah, incredible gift when you ask me. Yeah. Um, what a part of what I'm thankful today. I was so young when the song came out. I was really young at that point, and this was this lifesaver. Is this for me? This song from the 90s, it was all lifesaver songs. I get that today. I understand what it means in the past, and it means what it's today. And you know, you all was so, and ever in my ear, not matter what I go where I live, I have rhythm and the dancing in my ear, and I'm so thankful for it that you gave me some great childhood, and you saved me on darker point in my life, and thank you so much. It's really
no problem. Sorry, I had to put on my seeing glasses. I could really not see you that well. I had to put my other glasses back on now.
That's so cool. Both are cool. But thank you, Penny. It's really was a massive change in my life, because you give me the feeling the new day is a better day, and you can do better every day when you believe in yourself, and that is the message that you gave me. And so thank you so much. Really.
It was a beautiful gift from the universe to all of us, and including myself. And I am grateful that I was picked to be the one to spread such joy and such liberation and such empowerment to people who are like, some people come from war-torn countries. Some people are going through incredible things, just like what the world is kind of going through right now.
Yeah.
And that song was at the end of it. I hope that I have a reason to write another song like that. You know what I mean? Not to get political, but if it could calm everybody down, I'd be glad to record it,
I wish you would luck with that, because it is really hard to write a great song to be a number one hit, that is a really hard progress, I believe.
It can be. It actually, it shouldn't be. It should be something that comes from your soul sort of automatically. It doesn't have like a time or a date or, usually if I hear music where it says, okay, we're going to meet at the studio on Wednesday at 3:00, I could hear that in the music. I can hear that it's like scheduled sort of, but, sometimes real songs come at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
When you get up to go to the bathroom, you get an idea, then you can't go back to sleep, and sometimes it happens like that. So you never know.
And is this so for a songwriter, when you wrote a song, you say, yeah, that became number one, or is this not what you think when you wrote a song?
Well, this isn't like necessarily something that the fans understand. They don't understand the sort of behind the scene mechanics that it takes. That's really the hard part. For us, it's very easy to take some of the things that, we create and mix all those mechanics in. And, sometimes it gets to be not so much fun, but we get paid to make it look like fun, and so that the people aren't affected. And, so there's a lot that goes into releasing a record, but not a lot that goes into actually creating,
I really remember when a song came out, and when I saw the video on MTV first in Germany, on the English version from MTV in Germany on TV. And when I saw first time the video, I say, wow, is this epic? Is this cool? Is this so I imagine me all the fans that are so and you're dancing,
I wasn't on the video. They had another girl miming my voice, and that's a whole other long story. See, I think that, it's unfortunate that what happened to Milli Vanilli, even though I'm going to actually be seeing that movie in a few days. They have a new movie coming out, but I think that what happened to them made it possible, made it where, you know, the Snap people had to call me. That if they thought they were going to get away with the same thing, it didn't work out. And so I'm glad that that happened that way. And it kind of exposed, you know, a lot of that kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Mixing and matching people with voices, using models to sing what, you know, like American Black girls have sung, and then you put some model in place. It's a lot of shenanigans going on, but I won't mention any names.
I understand. But why you not in a video? You know, you say that too. I remember that too, and it was the same with Corona. It
Well,
was a different singer with another voice. You know.
well, like I said, I really wasn't that interested in the project, and I kind of told them, you know, that, you know, no, I'm not interested in becoming a part of a electronic group. You know, that just wasn't what I thought my path would be at that time. But then again, nobody knew that it was going to be so big. But on the other hand, sometimes people do that so they don't have to pay the real person.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but it's like I said, there's a whole lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes that the fans shouldn't know about, you know?
Yeah. That is, you know, I was so weird, you know. I read 2 years ago that Corona, it was a different
Oh
person
my
in the
God.
video, and it's with another voice, you know. And I say to me, why the original singer from the Game song, they have a great voice too. Why they replaced that, you know? And I really understand it.
You're not gonna get me into that. Corona's my friend, so I mean, but and I told you I wasn't gonna mention any names. I didn't. You did. You
Yeah.
ain't gonna back me into that one. I'm too smart for that cookie.
But it's really so. I not really understand why they changed it, you know, because she have a great voice, you know, at all, you know, and then really understand
Yeah,
it.
but
Yeah.
you know, that's some money shenanigans. That's some money shit.
Yeah, and
You know
that's
what
it.
I mean?
Yeah, that is the money shit in our world. That's true. Yeah, that's is really so. And how you remember the time in the 90s? How was it for you? Was it fast, really fast, or really slow when it's over the 90s time? How was it for you?
What do you mean, the 90s?
Yeah, when the 90s is over and we came to the millennium year.
Right.
Yeah, how fast was this for you? The time was it slow
Um,
or was
I don't
run?
know, but it was kind of torturous because I spent a lot of that time on some pretty heavy drugs in
Oh,
Hollywood.
oh yeah.
And I had you know, all my friends, you know, like my friend circle was full of these tormented musicians who used. And that's just kind of what was happening back then. So I mean, I fell into it, but it wasn't as tragic because I was, you know, like I had every opportunity in the world, you know, I had a major deal on Columbia, on Sony, and you know, I mean, so I had no reason to be down in the dumps. It was just, you know, kind of what was happening in Hollywood back
Mm,
in those days. And so it was kind of a blur. It should have been a more beautiful time of my life. I do have many memories, good and bad, of them. But you know, with the millennium came like a whole different change
yeah, yeah.
in my direction in life because you know by that time I knew I had to leave LA. I had to get out of there just to save my own life, you know.
Hmm.
So I went home to Cincinnati, which is I'm grateful to have a place to go back to, you know, to escape Hollywood. And you know what I mean? Some people are just stuck there. You know, they don't have a family to go home to. They don't have like a soft place to land, I should say. And I went home, and like 6 months after I got home, my mom had like a massive stroke. And so, you know, that's a whole nother long story. But like, I mean, I had them take her off the machines and she lived for
Mm,
like 6 years.
mm,
So I then was in charge of taking care of my mother and my grandmother. And I didn't sing anywhere for those 6 years. They were
Wow.
both in hospital,
Yeah.
but I had to still mind both hospitals, and make sure everybody was doing everything. And my
Mm.
mom had property, and it was like tons of things that I had to do. I now, the person who never had children, am in charge of my whole family. So I did that for the 6 years, and I didn't sing anywhere. I
Wow.
didn't even sing at church or anywhere. I just did that. And as soon as I buried, I believe my grandmother went first. And then as soon as I buried my mom,
Mm.
the calls started coming from over here, and they have not stopped.
Mm.
So I think of it as a reward for taking care of my family.
Yeah, that's important. And it's important that you have another place to go when it's too fast for you, or you live on stake, and
Absolutely. I will bounce in a minute. I don't have any kids, so I can just pack up the farm and go on to the next.
Yeah, that's true. In the 6 years when you care about your grandmother and your mother, have you never missed the singing part in your life?
No,
No, no.
because it actually stopped being fun in the 80s.
Oh,
it,
oh, oh,
when the
wow.
moment it became professional, it became a business. And so it was fun for a time because I did my first album, in 1983 and 84.
Wow.
And, Snap came much later after that. I was working professionally, but then at the same time learning
Mhm.
the ins and outs of this business. And sometimes it's not so pretty. And I was a very young girl. So, I guess you could say I have musical PTSD.
Ah, okay, I
So
understand. Yeah, yeah, I understand.
there are times when I can turn it all off and not even think about singing.
Wow. Wow.
Because there are other things that I would like to do in my life. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't just I don't just walk down the street and just go bursting into song. Although I know some people who do that. I've never been able to understand that, but
Me too.
it became a business. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes I have fun in the studio doing like my own backgrounds and stacking and creating and finding new notes for this. But I rarely get in the studio anymore because I'm out. The demand is so high for me to be on the road traveling
Mm.
that it's hard for me to put on the recording artist hat and take
Mhm.
off the performing artist hats. And they're two totally different things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Um, I must ask this. In the video from Rhythm Another Dancing, were you not mad also or angry
No,
yet
that's
that
Thea. That's Thea.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, was you not mad that you're not in a video? Was it okay for you?
No,
Was it okay for you?
no. No. Let me explain to you how that happened.
Mm-hmm.
We were all there writing, Thea, myself, Michael, and Luca, because they were paying me a lot of money to bring girls, just Black American singers over.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed an ear break. So I had put like some stuff on that song, but I think I walked to McDonald's or something stupid like that. And when I came back, she had that hook on there. So like I said, everything happens as it should. I was happy to make her famous
Oh, okay,
in that
okay, yeah,
moment.
yeah,
And she was a feature on Snap, but not a member of Snap.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, the group was already solid, multi-million selling group when she came to do the feature. So, and it wasn't so much like a replacement of me. It was her doing her own thing for a long time while I was off doing my own thing. But, it was an amazing gift to give someone. And at the time, my management was begging me to take 10% of her money, and I refused.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
So, because I wouldn't want anybody just trying to pick percentages off of my stuff. But then again, like I said, I didn't understand how this business worked back then. It isn't called the music friendship, it's called the music business.
Yeah. Music
And
business.
then
Yeah.
you learn to make smarter business moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's neither here nor there. I wasn't, mad. Everything happens as it should be. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah. Really beautiful.
People really love it, and so it's a part of my repertoire.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely. Yeah. And is there a reason why you left the band? Is there ever
yeah,
a reason for that? I
yeah,
never
of
read
course,
it.
of course. Who would just leave a band, a million selling band, for no reason? Of course,
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
a reason.
Yeah. And not really find the in the internet for it's not really
Yeah, because I only discuss it at certain times because it's not even necessary. Um, but I mean, it's in the internet, so I mean, the fact of the matter is Turbo and I could not get along. And Turbo is, well, at least at that time, was a bit of a self-destructive type character.
Oh
And if he was
gosh,
intent on destroying his own career, I wasn't going to let him take me down with it.
I understand. Yeah,
You know,
you all
and
left it.
when
Yeah.
it came to, the threat of physical abuse and shit like that, I just leave.
Gosh.
But I didn't realize I was walking away from so much money. But I walked away and I got a deal. I didn't even shop for a deal. As soon as the American people found out I was not signed to the Germans, they started a bidding war. And if you're an artist looking for a deal, it's really not that big of a thing unless you have several companies fighting over you.
Wow. Wow. That's wow. Really, it must be really hard for you. All this situation back then must be really hard for you.
No, I mean, it's continually hard. I still got people trying to create their careers off my back. I still got a lot. But this interview is not supposed to be about all that shit.
No, no.
It never stops. You have to. Everybody has to always protect themselves and and their interests that they put their hard work into. So,
Yeah, protecting your work. Yeah, absolutely. I understand. I
Mhm.
get it. I get it. I get it. Absolutely. And you came back, and yeah, you came back to the band, and I was really wondering that you came back and say,
Well, I
uh,
mean, no, they called for me to come back. So
oh,
Michael and Luca, and yeah, they wanted me to represent the band and build the brand back up to where it should be, and that's exactly what I've done.
wow, wow, amazing. And how was for your feeling when you are back in the band was really different from the past, or it's not a change at all?
Um, yeah, because I'm in charge.
Yeah, that's good. Great, that's great. And better for you to work with, of course.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always better to, have involvement in what you're doing, because otherwise you're just a slave.
Hmm. I understand what you say. Yeah. And how was it for you over the years? The 90 festivals came more and more, and we have here the famous 90er Live Festival in Germany. How was it for you to be on the first 90 festival at all, and to to see all the people that love the song so much?
Well, there have been some incredible things that have happened, like singing in Eastern Germany before the wall came down for 350,000 people. There's been some amazing things, but for me, I just use the same. I grew up in gospel church.
Hmm.
So I learned how to sing people into a frenzy very early in life as a young girl. So I use the same concept for this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, for me was when 2017 was the first time I was on a non-cigar live, and I remember this evening so I say all seated people, they loved the song and made so and dancing, I was really back in the 90s, and that is so, it's incredible, that feeling, and I really understand that message that you all give us to all these years, for the songs, and that was the really thing what I understand, it saved me and it saved me other people. They here stay with me and dancing with me, that was my feeling all about it, and it is, like I say before, it was life-saving for me, and every time where I go, well, if I hear rhythm as a dance in my ear, so on repeat, all the time, and it was a great motivation to live further and go out of the dark time and believe in a better morning, and I'm so thankful to you, and it's really was a really great change in my life, and I'm so thankful for it every time, that was it's really a great part of my life, and it's still a greater part of my life, when the 90s life here in my near, I go to Oberhausen also, and that's a great, that was a great place at all, and great open air area, and that was really great, and how was this for you when you came, when you first time on stage and you sing the song actually you, and not other people,
Well, it's always an incredible moment because people love that song so much, so I don't have to do so much to get them hyped.
Automatically.
But for me, I operate like I'm not the star. The songs are the stars.
Okay.
I'm just delivering them to you. So that's the way I feel about it anyway,
Wow. That's wow, amazing that you see that on that way. Wow, you gave it to us and not to you. Wow. That's incredible, really. I'm proud that you share with me. Thank you. That's wow. Well, there's really a different story, and when I read from other 90 people's, but that's really great. This is soul and ground. When you gave me a soul and ground, that is the thing. Yeah. I can see that now. You give me a soul and ground with that when you're thinking on the way like that, Wow. Wow, really. And you say, that people made automatically dancing and stuff, and you not do so much to do, It's just really amazing to hear. Wow, really, really. And I remember after the millennium year, 2003 came a reruns from Rhythm as a Dance, and is this true?
I have no idea. There's so many mixes of all that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Because, there was a really hard time in this year, and I moved to another location to live. And the first I remember, I was in Gießen, that's near Frankfurt, this town, and that I live in a small town. And the first thing I remember when I listened to hit radio FFR, that's just the main radio station in Germany, in Frankfurt, and they bring a new version from Rhythm as a Dancing, it was so cool, and this on that point I remember that, and you have right, there's so many different versions and cover song from over the world.
See, I'm not a Snap fan. I have people that I love, groups that I love, but Snap is my business, so I don't know all the versions. I just hear them sometimes.
Yeah, there's too many to hear it, you mean,
Yeah, and some of them are made illegally.
Yeah, that's
so they
true.
don't want me to hear it.
You was not in it, of course.
No.
But you produced the video, or was this another people?
No. I wasn't even around. I I was a solo artist. I was working on my solo album on Sony with Randy Jackson from American Idol was the executive producer.
Oh, okay.
He was also Mariah Carey's musical director.
Wow.
So I was producing my own album. I just, I was doing the Snap producers a favor.
Yeah, I understand what you say, but I love your solo music, by the way, too. And
Thank you.
yeah, of course, it's so really great sound, and you have something unique in your voice. When I hear your solo song, I really say, yeah, there's a really unique point have you in your voice, and that is really touchable. Thank you. And crystal clear too, and pure heart, by the way. It's just pure heart. You put your heart and soul in this, and that is so.
Yeah.
That is.
I put my heart and soul into that stuff. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. They want to hear what's in the bowl, bitch. So you give them that.
Yeah. You live in Germany. How came that? You mean you from outside from Germany? How it came that you live permanently in Germany?
I don't live permanently in Germany. I actually live in America. I come to Germany. I, stay here when I'm working here, but I actually live in America.
Okay. Oh, and where in America? Some Los Angeles area or so?
No, Ohio.
Oh, Ohio.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, wow, that's just
Home of the Bengals. Woo! Football, go Bengals.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor? Can you sing a little from Rhythm of the Dancer for me?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
it's not a singing day.
Awesome. Okay, when you
Are
see...
you kidding? I barely got my hair together for this thing. I'm just laying around having a sleepy day today.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. When you sing for the first time in your life, and when you hear yourself when you sing in a song, how was your feeling when you hear you for the first time, when you hear from you a song? What's this feeling for you?
What do you mean? When I listen to it, or what? When I'm singing it?
No. When you record a song and you hear the finish result from that, how was your feeling?
Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes, I have songs that, it's, you have to play record company politics, and sometimes you have to do because somebody else wants you to do them, and it may not be exactly what I would do or the style that I would like to be in. But, you can't have everything, especially when you're just starting out. When I did my first album, I had absolutely no control over what happened. I mean, they would use me to get things for free. Like I had to use all my friends for the video and stuff like that. But my friends were kind of famous at the time. So I was able to get that without having a budget. Sometimes you have to do things without a budget. There's all that kind of stuff. But, it's all a part of paying your dues, and you should learn from it. So I learned a lot in my 40 years professionally in the business.
30 years. Wow, that's a long years, very long time, by the way, too. And when you became a songwriter, you must have the talent for that, or you can learn to be a songwriter?
No, I think you have to have the talent for all of it. I don't think you can learn to be a musician. You're either one or you're not. You can learn how to develop your craft better, but you have to have one to develop, So I don't think you can learn to do that. I mean, sometimes it just depends on whether you have a creative mind, and, songwriting, a lot of times it's very, an emotional thing. Sometimes I'll just get like a bottle of champagne and hire a DJ and get in the middle of a dance floor of a closed club
Mm,
and have them spin stuff and just write.
mm.
Sometimes. Sometimes I'm in the toilet of a restaurant trying to get an idea down, and while I'm in the in the toilet stall, because I've gotten an idea in the middle of dinner. So there's no sort of rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah. And when you have the idea, you wrote it immediately or put it in your phone, the idea.
No, sometimes like different stuff, but I don't do a whole lot of this.
Okay.
I didn't write anything down with the Snap album.
Yeah.
I didn't write anything down, that all of that came straight off my head. They just
Wow.
turned on the mic and I started going.
Wow. 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 Really, all in your head, that is amazing. It's amazing.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing with me. That it's really great to hear, and I'm really
Mhm.
honored to hear it, by the way, too. So that's
Mhm.
thank you. Thank you. And yeah, let me tell you, thank you for doing that for me. It was
Absolutely.
really fun to have you here, and I hope we see us next year in Germany when you're at 90 Live Festival, maybe.
That'd be great.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, and can you shoot me a message to let me know when you air this?
Yeah, of course, and send you my link to my podcast and stuff, of course.
Super.
Yeah, and let me say, enjoy your evening and take care of you, and we read us for sure.
Super. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye bye.
Bye bye.